I'm going to show you or do a demonstration of the Tempus Pro monitor working with the VitalsBridge. So I have here the Tempus Pro monitor. It's turned on. I have a VitalsBridge 300 and I'm connected to my VitalsBridge through the VitalsBridge connector app running on my notebook computer, and it's connected to the VitalsBridge over Bluetooth. I can connect to the VitalsBridge either through a direct cable if I like, or a USB cable over Ethernet or over Wi-Fi. But today I'm using Bluetooth, and I'll do the demonstration with the Bluetooth. The first signal I'm going to connect is pulse oximetry. So I have the pulse oximeter probe. I'll connect that to the Tempus Pro. Let's see, SPO2 connects like this. First thing I like to do is make sure that the pulse oximeter is working first, so I put it on my own finger. And there we go. I've got a pulse. And I've got a number. So now to connect to the VitalsBridge, I have here an oximeter adapter. This comes with every VitalsBridge. I connect that through this cable into the VitalsBridge, and then I slide the finger probe in. See, I slide that right in. Set that down over here. We see sensor initializing. Takes a little while for it to find its signal, just like it did on my finger, searching for a pulse. And there we've got our pulse. Still monitoring. I need to adjust this right now. Let's adjust this back. It's reading 84, which is quite low. I'm going to make our patient a little more healthy here. Let's say 97, 98, somewhere in there, and watch. There it's coming up. So there, now I've got a healthy patient with a healthy oxygen saturation. Next I'm going to connect the ECG. So I have the ECG harness that goes with the Tempus. Connect that in there, and then on the top of the VitalsBridge I have 5 snaps. They're color coded, so I just connect those up, match the labels. Let's see, left arm, right leg, right arm, and there I've got an ECG. Should have a heart rate soon. There we go, 71. Let's just see if I can make him tachycardic. Let's run that heart rate up to 106. Notice that the pulse oximeter signal also speeds up, everything's synced. And then I'll take his heart rate down low. Should be 64. Nice healthy rate. And we'll put it back at 80 just for the rest of this. Okay? Next, let's hook up the temperature. Notice here I've got a little temperature adapter. This goes between the standard temperature cable that comes with the monitor and plugs in here in the temperature connection on the VitalsBridge. And here I'll plug this into the T1 connection. on the Tempus Pro, and notice I get a temperature number down here. It's at 37. Can cool him off or give him a fever. The temperature tracks. So I'll take him back to a normal temperature. Okay. Next, let's do the non-invasive blood pressure. So this is the standard cable, standard connection on the Tempus Pro. I'll just snap that in. And I've built a little adapter. So if you can see the normal cable that goes into the Tempus Pro looks like this. That would connect into the cuff. So I've built this little adapter. It comes with parts. You can do this with the parts that come with the VitalsBridge, and then I thread this in. Not sure if you can see it down here on the VitalsBridge. There's a little connection here that says non-invasive blood pressure. Connect that in and request the non-invasive blood pressure. There we go, it's inflating the cuff. The VitalsBridge pulses the pressure inside. So it's got a little motor that pulses the pressure, the cuff pressure, at just the right size for every given pressure. And that simulates a blood pressure. So after it goes through that, I get a blood pressure up here. If I want to make the, let's try taking the blood pressure down. Just run this down. Got it set for 87/48. Just a random number. Cycle the cuff again. And it'll go through. It takes a little longer now because it goes up to a higher pressure and steps down lower and lower looking for the pulses. And again, it's the amplitude of the pulses, the relative amplitude of the pulses for each given cuff pressure that determines the measured arterial blood pressure in the simulated cuff. There it goes, and now I've got a lower blood pressure. So that's non-invasive blood pressure. Next, we're going to hook up capnometry. So here I've got the connection. This hooks into the microstream connector. Well, if I can get it open. Oh, it's the other side. I thread that in. Now on the VitalsBridge, what we've got here, if you can see it here, we have a little tank of CO2. Hooks to a regulator that goes into the VitalsBridge. And then I'm going to hook the CO2 sample in where it goes. There into the VitalsBridge. And then if we go back to the monitor, now you can see we've got a capnogram there. It's going up and down. Let's see, right now we have our respiratory rate set for 12, our end-tidal CO2 set for 34. The capnometer is showing the highest number that it's seen recently. They tend to do that. They lock on the high number, but then after a while they settle down. So let's just see, now we've got it set. It's showing 37, 38, we've got 35. There is an option to calibrate the capnometer. So we can make him a little hypocapnic, lower that CO2. I've got it set down to 19, and there we see the capnogram goes down even lower. Again, capnometers tend to lock on the highest number and hold that. There we go. Now we've got our lower number. Now let's try hypercapnic. Oh, the monitor is automatically cycling the non-invasive blood pressure. You can see that doesn't really change anything, but now we've got our higher CO2. CO2 is going up. Again, it's a little off. If you'd like, I can show you how to do the calibration. But we'll set them back to 33 and normal CO2. Untitled CO2, and there it goes. Okay, now we're going to hook up the invasive pressures. So we have this cable, plugs into the Tempus Pro. Okay. And on the other side here, I have these little adapters. These are just little cables that go between the VitalsBridge. And so I'm going to plug P1 into our arterial pressure. P2 into pulmonary artery pressure. There's also a central venous pressure if we'd like it. So now notice now the Tempus Pro has updated that and it's saying 0 required. Both say 0 required. I'm going to go over here on the software and tell the system to 0 the arterial pressure and the pulmonary artery pressure. That says the 0 is complete. Go back. Okay. And let me go and 0 the pulmonary artery pressure. 0 complete. Now I need to go over here and turn off the 0. Again, this simulates adjusting the stopcocks if you were in a real clinical situation. Okay. And there you can see there's our waveforms and our signals. We'll make our patient a little more hypertensive. There we go. And we'll raise the diastolic as well. Oops, took it clear off the scale on the plot there. But you can see how it's easily adjusted up and down. We'll take it back to a more normal. Let me go, I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't run automatically, just so we don't hear it so much. Change that to manual mode. And go back. Back button, I need to be a little more. There we go. So there's all of the signals working on the Tempus Pro. You can see how they're connected. It takes a little bit of practice, but it's not too bad. Now I'm going to go over and show you how the software works. See if I can get my screen in here. Hopefully you can see this. So I am running this. This is the VitalsBridge connector app. I'll show you this. I'll just start it clean. So again, turn on the VitalsBridge connector app there. And this will work, again, on a tablet, any PC. It's running Windows 10. So now it comes up and it shows me my connections. If I had a USB cable here, it would show me other connections. If I had Ethernet or Wi-Fi, all those, and I can select. Or if I had multiple VitalsBridges running in the room, I would select which one of them I want to control. press connect. Give it a little minute to get connected there. Sometimes it takes a little longer when it's trying to negotiate the Bluetooth. There we go. So it says I'm connected to this VitalsBridge. Now here I have options. So this is what I was doing. I can manually connect. So this is where I would manually adjust the heart rate up and down. Bring this over so you can see it. Get some of these cables out of the way. Take this around. Hopefully you can see the monitor there as well. So there I can manually adjust the heart rate, the oxygen saturation, blood pressures, pulmonary artery pressure, CBP, respiratory rate, and end tidal. Here is the configuration screen, so I can pick which calibration. I've pre-calibrated the oxygen SpO2, so I just select that one, and there's my calibration. Now on this computer I also have running I think I have running the Laerdal Leap software. There it is. So here I've got Laerdal Leap running a virtual mannequin. So I don't have a real mannequin, I'm just running a virtual mannequin on my computer. So I can come up here in the simulator software, and it says, there it is, it shows the desktop mannequin right there. Note that if I had real mannequins running and they were on Wi-Fi, actual mannequins, they would all come up here listed, and I could connect which mannequin I wanted to connect to. So I'm going to connect to that, and now that it's connected, you can come over here and you can see now whatever I do in the Leap software will automatically show up on the monitor. So notice how the Leap software, I have the heart rate at 92 and the monitor is showing 92. I have the SpO2 at 85. Here I've got 84. And so I can go in here and use all the functionality that's built into Leap as far as scenarios or anything else I may have, and make whatever changes I make in Leap will also show up on the monitor. The respiratory rate showing up there as well. One other thing that doesn't show up on this little demo is the impedance respiration. And I'm not sure how to get that to show up on the Tempus Pro, but it should work. I think I need to change around the configuration on the monitor. Notice that, yeah, the invasive blood pressures have changed. Let's cycle this just to make sure those are going. There's the temperatures. I can change the temperature. Whatever I do in the Leap software, once it's connected to a mannequin, will show up and come up on the monitor. My end tidal, CO2, pulmonary artery pressure, arterial pressure, heart rate, non-invasive blood pressure, temperature, everything comes across there. So whatever you can do on a mannequin, you can do on the Tempus Pro. You just need to hook up the VitalsBridge. Once you get that hooked up, you can simulate anything and put any waveforms or any scenario you want to. You can have it play on the